Tragedy unfolds as court documents reveal harrowing details of unimaginable child abuse and taking this little angel, Genesis Mata's life. We need to follow this case and get the justice that she deserves.
All right. Yeah, what happened is like the worst case they've ever seen. And I said that yesterday and the day before. Worst case you've ever seen, when a little boy is brutally abused and then fed to the pigs. All right. So I would say this is equally tragic. I don't know how to balance that out, but it's pretty bad, guys. All right. So let me just put this up because we're gonna take a look at this right after. Listen up. This little girl, man. I'm gonna just make it like this so you can see it. All right, because we're gonna talk about what court documents said. Scalding hot water poured on her body, causing massive blistering and peeled bubble skin. Her hands were crushed in a door frame, resulting in torn off fingernails. Ariah Mata, her dad, admitting to punching her in the abdomen, rendering her unconscious. She didn't survive. She never woke up from that. Okay, now Genesis's back bore whip-like scars, and she had extensive burns to her face, head, genital area, arms, and legs. Now, the stepmother is the one being charged, Graciela Bustamonte. She acknowledged of watching and participating in the torture and including boiling the water and the assaults. Okay, now it was multiple occasions. Both parents initially shifted blame to each other, but ultimately confessed to abusing the children and failing to seek medical aid or call 911. All right, so now we're going to talk about legal repercussions, what they're being charged. Ariah Mata, 31, Graciela Bustamonte, 27, faces a series of felony charges in connection with Genesis being abused and losing her life. Plus, they're charging for the abuse of an 11-year-old boy that hasn't been named, first-degree M, 2 counts of torture, aggravated mayhem, 2 counts of child cruelty and inflicting injury, and additional charges of child abuse and aggravated mayhem related to second victim, which they're not talking about. Now, both pled not guilty during their arraignment on August 5th, 2 days ago, and remain held without bail. Thank God. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for August 14th, guys. So mark your calendars because we're going to have to come back to this case. I'm not going to let this one slip by. All right. And what's up, Melissa Johnson? I didn't realize that was you. All right, Jay, you show us with dignity what truly exists in order for this to stop. We must face this. Bless you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, these people are demons. Demons, absolutely. All right, now they admitted to it, yet they must have a strategy pleading no contest. Stephen Stern's thing, right? Pleaded not guilty, not Stephen Stern's yet, but not guilty. So in 7 days from now, guess what? 7 days, they're gonna have a hearing. We'll see what happens. Now, in a separate case dating back to 2021. May 28, 2021, Ariah Mata, her father, an admitted East Side Bakers 13 gang member. He's a gang member, was arrested after brandishing a ghost gun near Weed Patch Highway and East Brundage Lane. Now, he pled no contest July 18th, 2025 to carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm and tampering with the serial number. His sentence hearing for that case is set for today. All right, so I haven't heard any of that yet. I haven't heard what's happened with that case, but we're going to double back around. What's up, Psychic Mill? You guys do me a favor before we get into like the graphic things and the legalities and even more hearing about the torture. Let's say a quick prayer for Genesis that she gets the justice she deserves and those monsters get life without the possibility of parole. All right, now California doesn't have the death penalty, or I don't think it does anymore. I know they pulled Scott Peterson off of it. Anyway, we're in California. They're not going to execute anyone, guys. So, all right, let's keep going. I believe it's worse from the Antelope Valley. East Lancaster's looking like a cakewalk compared to Bakersfield. I grew up down south, Los Angeles, Palmdale, Lancaster, Quartz Hill, all that area. And it was pretty nice back then. But then everybody from Los Angeles moved into Antelope Valley and it became ghetto AF. All right. So, oh my goodness, can you hear me now? That is little Corey Michelo's picture right there, guys. Corey Michelo had 100 or more CPS reports, and they still sent him back to Christopher Greger. All right. So, hello. Can you hear me now? I'm not used to everybody's names yet. So, thank you for being here. All right. Let's get into it, guys. I'm going to show you this, and then we'll take a look at the articles, the videos, all that stuff. All right.
On the death of Genesis Mata. Court documents released today detailing the horrific abuse Genesis endured in the moments leading up to her death. Her father and stepmother are accused of her abuse, torture, and murder. We want to warn you the following details.
Very graphic, guys, and this is coming from the Yahoo news article that I was going to read, and then I saw this, and I'm like, it's pretty much the same. So, all right, hit that like button. Thank you for being here, Jen's Gypsy, Psychic Amelia, Ali Callie, all of you, my loyal crime crew folks. All right, this is wild.
Our graphic. 17's Connor Dorr, who has been following this story.
Anthony, 8-year-old Genesis Mata, a sweet, innocent girl, was found by police in a La Quinta Inn bathtub, a cheap motel off of Buck Owens Boulevard.
Well, at least they're calling it a cheap motel instead of trying to get away with a hotel. And I miss you too, Psychic Amelia. Foxy Amazon's been a member for 10 months. Yes, we have the death penalty. We don't enforce it. That's why I don't even know. They sit on death row and it's pointless. There you go. It doesn't matter. California's never going to do it.
Body detailed on the redacted police reports as consistent.
Now, this is not my, this video is staticky just for a minute. So let's get past the static. Okay. It's not on my end. It's the actual video.
Graciela Bustamonte both admitted to BPD investigators and consistent with being.
All right, so this is what I wanted you to see is the documents and what the heck is happening. We always want to see the documents, right? So narrative, text related, miscellaneous, case summary. I'm glad they redacted everything. All right, take a look.
The reports say there was skin splitting and massive blistering on Genesis Mata's body. Her back had massive scarring consistent with being whipped. Bustamonte told police that the children would be whipped horribly with wires and hangers. Genesis was missing her fingernails. A scene so gruesome, an officer appeared shocked and ordered everyone out of the room.
Oh, sorry, they don't let me move that on this.
Genesis's father, 31-year-old Ariah Mata, and 27-year-old Graciela Bustamonte are charged with a multitude.
Okay, now you can see the monsters here, and you can see the charges. 7 felony charges, first degree and 2 counts torture, willing cruelty, aggravated mayhem. Listen to what they're saying. This comes right from the documents, folks. Damn, man.
Of felonies, including first-degree murder, 2 counts of torture, 2 counts of cruelty, child abuse.
And this guy's trying to cover his face. Every time I see this idiot, this monster, this demon, he's always trying to cover his face. But let's show his face, huh?
Aggravated mayhem. They face those additional counts of torture and cruelty for abuse against an 11-year-old boy. His first initial J and his last name, Mata. The 11-year-old boy's abuse included bruising all over his body, scarring to his back consistent with being hit over a long period of time, cigarette burns, and scarring from a lighter, leaving a U-shaped burn. Child protect.
I mean, this is bad, right? I didn't even tell you about all that stuff. I mean, they were just consistently torturing these children. Yes, way. Yes, Deborah. Yes, way. Yes. There's 111 people here just at this very moment. Just say a quick prayer to yourself that this little girl gets the ultimate justice and the other children that were being abused, the 11-year-old in particular. I know it's bad. You guys asked for it. I'm bringing it. It's bad. I'm going to show you their faces. Don't worry. We just started, my friend.
Of Services had an active case against Ariah Mata because a boy whose name was redacted had been missing school and when at school had visible bruising on his arms, according to the documents. The abuse of Genesis occurred over 2 days, according to the reports. Both Mata and Bustamonte at first minimized their involvement and blamed the other for the gruesome injuries. Eventually, however...
And that always happens, guys. People do this. You watch people turn on each other when a crime's committed and they get caught. This happens. They point at them, and them. Yes. How? Thank you, Kelly. How the heck do we only have 64 likes? You don't have to like the content, but you just gotta want to get it into the algorithm so people can hear about it. Thank you.
Both admitted to abusing the children, both saying Genesis died on the night of August 1st. Bustamonte goes on to say that she watched as Mata killed Genesis, hitting her in the abdomen and watching her fall unconscious. She did not call 911 or seek medical attention for her 8-year-old stepdaughter. Neither did Mata. Bustamonte stated she told Mata to pour boiling water on Genesis. After, they told Genesis to put another cup in the microwave to boil more.
So they were, they were doing that. They're just complete intentional, nothing about it. They're just enjoying, obviously. And be back, we haven't even be back, I don't know how you say it, but I'll call you be back. We just got started. Wait until you see the actual CPS reports and charges that I'm gonna get to. And again, this was only 5 days ago that this happened. All right, and this guy's voice is even creepier than anybody's I've heard, so it sounds like we're actually listening to a horror story right here. Literally pouring boiling water after they would put it in the microwave and pour it and tell each other to do that.
Bustamonte also said they put Genesis's hands in a door frame while Mata held his daughter's hand.
I know.
Bustamonte slammed the door shut, causing Genesis to lose her fingernails.
Yep.
This horrific and tragic abuse because Genesis wouldn't, quote, listen, according to Bustamonte.
That's always the
Ray
excuse,
Mata stated
right?
he did not mean to do this, and it happened out of madness and investigation.
Is this always the excuse? What's the excuse? How do you have the excuse? What's up, Julie? Good to see you.
Gator wrote, Ray Mata stated it happened because his kids weren't listening.
They weren't listening.
There are still multiple unanswered questions we are seeking answers to, like what is the status of the other 7 children removed by CPS?
All right, so this is a good, we'll just talk about this for a second. What's up, True Crime? Mitch, AZ, good to see you. Real monsters. Now, look, the unanswered questions we're going to get to as we progress in this case, because we got to follow this case now. What's the status of the other 7 children? What about the 11-year-old? Why didn't CPS act right away? We're going to talk about that next. Who is Genesis' biological mother? I talked about her, but we'll have to dig into that a little bit deeper on another episode and do a background check. Why wasn't Genesis with her biological mother? We know that because she was abusing them and she's been in jail. Did she and Mata share custody of Genesis? And how many kids lived at the motel? Right now, the answer is 8. There were 8 kids at the hotel, including Genesis. Lori says, I run a hotel and I'm hyper vigilant and make sure all my employees are very aware of anything. Yeah, I respect and I love. Unfortunately, when you get into a seedy motel that accepts vouchers and you have weird people coming in and out and a lot of stuff, people ignore that.